The Galactic Concord had assembled its greatest armada in recorded history. Thousands of warships hovered in perfect formation above the dead world of Koth. Battleships the size of cities glowed with shield light, while carriers released clouds of fighters like swarming insects. The alien commanders were confident, almost bored. As they waited for humanity's response, humans had been warned. The ultimatum was simple: surrender your outer colonies, or face total annihilation. Every species that had received such a message had responded the same way. They sent fleets. Humanity did not. Sensors screamed across the command decks as a single contact appeared at the edge of the system. Just one ship. No escorts. No support. Craft. No visible drones. The Concord officers exchanged amused glances. Some laughed openly. A scout, one admiral said, his frilled crest fluttering with amusement. Or a diplomatic vessel sent to beg. Another replied. Weapons systems across the armada powered down slightly, not from mercy but from disinterest. The lone human ship moved forward slowly, deliberately. It was dark, angular, and unadorned. No glowing banners, no ceremonial lights. Its hull absorbed light instead of reflecting it, making it look less like a ship and more like a shadow cut from space itself. This is it, the Supreme Commander announced. Humanity's final gesture. The Concord opened a wide communication channel, projecting their message across all frequencies. You stand before the combined might of the galaxy, the commander declared. Withdraw now, or be erased. For several long moments, the human ship did not respond. Then a signal returned, clear and calm. We acknowledge your presence. A human voice said, this ship represents humanity. Laughter echoed across the command bridges. Where is the rest of you? Someone mocked. The human voice answered without emotion. You are looking at our response, the commanders leaned forward, suddenly attentive. Something about the tone felt wrong. No fear, no bluster, no desperation, just certainty. The human ship continued its slow approach, passing the point where any normal vessel would have been destroyed by overlapping weapon ranges. Still, no shots were fired. The Concord wanted to witness this moment, the moment humanity realized how hopeless resistance truly was. They did not yet understand that this ship had not come to fight a battle. It had come to end a war. As the human vessel crossed deeper into the Armada's kill zone. Automated targeting systems locked on instinctively. Weapons officers hesitated, waiting for confirmation that never came. The Supreme Commander raised a clawed limb, signaling restraint. Let them speak, he ordered. The human ship finally stopped, positioned perfectly at the heart of the Concord formation. It did not deploy shields. It did not charge weapons. It simply waited. This is absurd, muttered one admiral. One ship cannot threaten us. The human voice returned, filling the bridge with unsettling clarity. You believe we rely on numbers, it said. That belief has ended civilizations before you. The Concord commanders bristled, offended by the implication. You face extinction. The Supreme Commander replied, and you dare lecture us? We are not here to lecture, the human answered. We are here to demonstrate, without warning. Space around the human ship distorted, not violently, not explosively, but precisely. Sensors failed, one by one, blinking into static. Distances stopped making sense. Mass readings contradicted themselves. What is happening? Shouted a technician. The human ship had not fired a weapon. It had not launched a missile. Yet the Armada's formations began drifting out of alignment, as if gravity itself had grown confused. The human voice spoke again, calm as ever. This vessel carries a localized reality anchor. It enforces our physics. A nearby Concord cruiser suddenly folded inward. Not crushed, not destroyed. Simply removed from existence. No explosion, no debris. One moment it was there, the next it was not. The bridge fell silent. Every commander stared at the empty space where a capital ship had vanished. We are not attacking. The human continued. This is a warning. Panic rippled through the Armada. Orders overlapped. Formations broke. Weapons powered up at last. But targeting solutions refused to stabilize. Nothing behaved as it should. You said one ship, whispered an admiral. What kind of species builds something like this? The human answered as if hearing the question. A cautious one. Another ship vanished, then another. Each removal surgical and effortless. The Concord realized too late that this was not a battle of firepower. It was a demonstration of dominance. The human ship remained perfectly still, untouched, unhurried, a predator that did not need to chase. We will withdraw, the Supreme Commander finally said, voice shaking. End this. The human response came instantly. Withdrawal acknowledged. Do not return. The armada retreated in chaos, warships jumping to hyperspace in uncoordinated waves. The human ship did not pursue. It did not need to. News spread faster than light through diplomatic channels and shadow networks alike. A single human ship had dismantled the greatest fleet ever assembled, not with overwhelming firepower, but with effortless precision. Other species panicked. Borders closed. Treaties were rewritten overnight. Military doctrines that relied on massed fleets were abandoned in a matter of cycles. Analysts across the galaxy debated endlessly. Was this ship unique? Was it experimental? Or was it merely one example of a new human standard? Humanity did not answer these questions. They did not boast. They did not threaten. They simply continued, existing, expanding carefully, silently. Observers noted a chilling pattern. Human ships were rarely seen, but when they appeared, conflicts ended shortly afterward, not always violently. Sometimes entire wars dissolved before the humans even arrived. A captured Concord officer later testified before the Interstellar Council. We expected an army, he said. We thought strength was measured in numbers. We were wrong. He described the human ship in detail. Its impossible presence, its quiet authority. The most terrifying thing, he concluded, was that it never acted like it was in danger. Human philosophers later explained the principle in their own records. When survival is at stake, one text read, efficiency matters more than spectacle. The galaxy began to understand. Slowly, uneasily, humans did not fight wars to win battles. They fought to remove the possibility of future conflict. And sometimes, all that required was a single ship, on Earth. The event was barely mentioned in public broadcasts. It appeared as a brief diplomatic update, followed by weather reports and sports results. Inside secure chambers, however, analysts reviewed the data with quiet satisfaction. The ship had performed within expected parameters. No anomalies, no unexpected resistance. It worked, one officer said. As it always does, another replied. The vessel was not unique. It was not even rare. It was simply the one chosen for this encounter. Human strategy had evolved over centuries of hard lessons. Overcommitment, invited disaster, understatement. Preserve control. The philosophy was simple. Never reveal your full strength, unless absolutely necessary. And never make war louder than it needs to be. The captain of the ship filed a short report. Objective achieved. Deterrence established. 0 casualties. He did not mention the fear he had sensed across the alien channels. That fear was expected. The ship was reassigned the following day, not to another battle, but to patrol, exploration, and quiet observation, because humanity understood something the galaxy was still learning. Power did not need to announce itself. True strength spoke only once. Years later. New civilizations would hear the story as a warning. They expected an army, but a single human ship showed up. It became a proverb, a teaching tool, a reminder etched into strategic academies across the stars. Never assume your enemy thinks the way you do. Never assume numbers equal dominance. The Concord rebuilt, slower and wiser. They never again attempted to test humanity directly. And somewhere in the vastness of space, human ships continued to move quietly, not seeking war, but always prepared to end one. Because when humanity finally arrived, it was never by accident.